Hi everyone. In the last video, we have discussed about heredity and variation and how the variation is accumulating during reproduction. And if you haven't watched that video, please click the I button above or the link given in the description box and watch it. And if you like this video, please like and share with your friends. We have learned about heredity, that is, the transmission of characters from parents to offspring or from one generation to the next generation. That is, we have gained some characters from our parents or grandparents. So, we can call it as inherited traits. That means each trait or character can be influenced by both paternal and maternal DNA, that is, the DNA from father and mother. Thus, for each trait or character, there will be two versions in each child, one from father and one from mother. What will then the traits seen in the child be? So, Mendel worked out the main rules of such inheritance by doing the experiments. So, here we are going to see Mendel and his work on inheritance. Gregor Johann Mendel, 1822 to 1884, is considered as the father of genetics. So, who is the father of genetics? Gregor Johann Mendel. And he has done lots of experiments on plant breeding and hybridization that we have learned in class 9, improvement in food resources. And the material he selected for his experiment was Pisum sativum, that is the garden pea. And this garden pea was having lots of contrasting characters. The contrasting characters, that is, it is having a dominant trait or which can express itself, and the trait or character which are always suppressed in presence of a dominant character. So, there are two types, dominant trait and a recessive trait. First one is flower color. Purple is the dominant trait and white is the recessive trait. And in plant height, tallness is the dominant one and shortness is the recessive one. Then seed color, that is yellow as dominant and green as recessive. Seed shape, round as dominant and wrinkled as recessive. Then pod color, green as dominant and yellow as recessive. Then pod shape, inflated or full, that is the dominant trait, and constricted or flat, that is the recessive trait. Then flower position, that is axial as the dominant trait and terminal as the recessive trait. So, if dominant trait is present, it will suppress the recessive trait. Then, why Mendel has selected garden pea as his experimental material? Because pure varieties of pea were available. So, he was able to do different cross-pollination and self-pollination in this pea plant. So, it shows a number of easily detectable contrasting characters that we have seen now, the 7 pairs of contrasting characters. And pea flowers normally remain closed and undergo self-pollination. So, if he want, he can do only self-pollination because the plant is already closed, so it can prevent cross-pollination. But we can allow the controlled breeding also. That is, if we want to do cross-pollination, we can open that flower and we can do the cross-pollination even. Then it has short lifespan, so the result can be seen easily and within the time. So these are the reasons why he has selected garden pea as his experimental material. Then first time he has selected a single pair of contrasting characters for his cross. That's what it got the name monohybrid cross. First time he has selected a tall plant with a short plant. That is the contrasting character. So the tallness and shortness we could see. So we can call it as the phenotype or the phenotypic character. Then it is having is capital T for the tallness, that is the genetic components of the tall plant, and small t, that is the genetic component of the short plant. Okay, so he grows a tall plant with a genetic component T, and a short plant with a genetic component t. He raised F1 generation and he got 4 plants. You can see here all the plants are tall. So we can see that all these plants are having a capital T with that. That's what it got all the plants tall, because capital T is a dominant trait. Capital T is dominant. So all the plants are tall. But the next genetic constitution, that is a small t. I said that is a recessive one. It is not able to express itself because of the presence of capital T. Then by selfing the F1 plant, he raised the F2 plant. That is a tall plant with the genetic constitution capital T, small t, with another tall plant with capital T, small t. That is selfing with the same plant. Again, he got first plant as tall, but it is showing a genetic constitution capital T as the parent plant. So this is similar capital T and capital T, so we can call it as homozygous. Second one also tall, but it is showing capital T, small t. So both are different. So it is heterozygous. Then third one also tall, that also showing capital T, small t, that also a heterozygous tall plant. Then the last one is short. We know if shortness we don't want capital T, because capital T is a dominant trait. So here it is small t, so that is a recessive one. So the plant is short. So we are getting a phenotypic ratio. Phenotypic ratio means here you can see 3 tall plants that we could see. So 3:1 is a short plant. So phenotypic ratio is 3:1. Then the genotypic ratio. Here see the first plant is having capital T. So only one plant is having capital T, that we wrote here 1. Then the 2 plants are having capital T, small t. That's what it got 2. Then one plant is having only small t, that we have mentioned 1. So the genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. So monohybrid phenotypic ratio is 3:1 and monohybrid genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. Then here we have discussed some terms, that is homozygous. If a plant is having both dominant alleles or both are recessive alleles, we can call them as homozygous. Example, for tallness, it is capital T, both are same. So homozygous tall plant. Then next for shortness, small t, so homozygous short plant. Next, heterozygous. If one is dominant, the other one is recessive, then we can call it as heterozygous. Here capital T, small t. One is tall or dominant, the other one is recessive. So that is heterozygous. Next is phenotype, that is the physical appearance. Whether it is tall or short, the flower color is purple or white, the seed shape is round or wrinkled, all that are phenotype. Genotype means the genetic constituents or the genetic component, that is capital T, small t. Punnett squares. It is a square diagram that is used to predict the genotype of a particular cross or breeding experiment. It is named after Reginald C. Punnett, who devised this approach. So here we are representing that monohybrid cross with the help of Punnett square board. We have taken a tall plant and a dwarf plant for the first cross. So the tall plant was having the genetic constitution capital T, and the dwarf plant was having the genetic constitution small t, because they were homozygous tall and homozygous dwarf. Then here we can see the gametes from tall plant capital T, it got the gamete capital T and capital T. From the dwarf plant small t and small t. Then for raising F1 generation, we have to draw a square box with 4 boxes inside. Then we will write the capital T, that is the gametes of the first parent on the top. Then the gametes of the second parent, that is in the left side. Then we have to cross. We have capital T and small t that we have to write in the first box. Then next on the top, that is capital T, the left side, that is small t. So capital T, small t there. The next box also capital T, small t, and next capital T, small t. So all the plants are tall because of the presence of dominant T. Then for F2 generation, we know he has self the F1 generation. So capital T, small t, that is a tall plant, with a capital T, small t, a tall plant. Then here the gametes are formed capital T, small t, from capital T, small t, then next also capital T, small t. Then again we have to draw a square with 4 boxes. Then first, for the first parent genetic constituents, we have to write on the top capital T, small t, the left side also capital T, small t. Then by crossing, we can write in the first box from the top and the left side capital T, small t. Then for the second box, on the top of second box, what is there? Small t. Then here what? Capital T. So here we are writing capital T, small t. Why we wrote capital T first? Because capital T is the dominant character. Then in the second row, first box capital T on the top, then small t in the left. So capital T, small t. Then the last box on the top, that is small t, the left side also small t. So we are getting small t, small t. So we know it is recessive, that is a short plant. So here phenotypic ratio we got is 3:1 and the genotypic ratio 1:2:1. I hope you understood this. Then the conclusions he has raised from this monohybrid cross are capital T and capital T, small t are both tall plants, but small t is a short plant. So a single copy of T is enough to make a plant tall. That's what capital T and capital T, small t are both tall plants. While both should be small, that is small t, to make the plant short. If a single T is there, the plant will be tall. So T is called dominant trait because it expresses itself. And small t is called a recessive because it remains suppressed. I hope you understood the concept. So please watch the video again to understand the concept clearly. And press the bell icon to watch the coming up videos. Please do like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.